For the community now, it represents the most significant highway and transportation ballot issue in the history of Texas. We're talking about Proposition 7, which will be on voters' ballots for this November elections. To talk more about it is Representative Joe Pickett, who is the House sponsor of the measure and is a transportation expert in the 150-member Texas House of Representatives. Thank you, Representative Pickett, for joining us.
My pleasure.
To talk about this important issue, and why are you calling it the highway funding crisis?
For the last 10 years, we couldn't get the legislature to put any general revenue or new revenue into transportation, so we've been borrowing. We've borrowed $18 billion. It's going to cost us $30 billion to pay back. The last two sessions, my counterpart in the Senate and I, though, have been coming up with alternatives, and we came up with Prop 1 last year. That means $1.2 billion a year, but this proposition is 3 times that. And the best news is it's not a tax increase. We don't raise gas tax. We don't raise registration fees. It's strictly based off the strong economy in the state of Texas.
So let's talk more about what Proposition 7 entails.
What we're going to do is we're going out into the future, where it's on the November 3rd ballot, but we've projected that general sales tax will hit a new high in 2 years. So what we're asking on Prop 7 is to take a part of that new general sales tax and dedicate it to transportation.
And then how exactly would this measure affect anyone who uses Texas roads, streets, and highways? It affects everyone who, gets from one point to the other.
That's the good thing about it. If we just raise the gas tax, it doesn't affect somebody who uses mass transit or uses an e-vehicle or walks or rides buses, those kind of things. This is based on general sales tax, so everybody that goes to Target, Walmart, Home Depot participates, but everybody benefits from transportation. It's a broad tax. In fact, the state of Texas, 3/4 of our budget comes from sales tax, so it seems like a natural fit. We're trying to show the federal government, we're trying to show other states that Texas is out there, we're doing unique things, and again, we all know how strong the economy is in Texas, and it's built on that, but with safeguards. Safeguards.
Of course. And what are some of the projects that the Valley could see that would benefit from this proposition?
Well, here's the good news. We're not going to choose those. You're going to choose them. We learned from Prop 1 that the most successful way to go forward was to let the regions prioritize. Now, we did in another bill make sure that regions have 10-year plans to match up with TxDOT's. And what we're going to do on the state side is put the money into different categories that communities can take different bites at the apple. So you will be making the lion's shares of those decisions here in the Valley, not Austin TxDOT.
So we'll get to decide what roads need the most work on. And
exactly.
Where could people go to get more information on this?
You can just Google State of Texas House. We've got all kinds of general information. There's going to be a statewide campaign. Your regular viewers who are also regular voters, they'll be getting something in the mail. There'll be at least 2 or 3 mailings. All of the delegation from the Valley, all the state reps, senators from the Valley supported it. All of them have the information. We're expecting them to go out and do neighborhood meetings starting shortly. I visited with some today. We'll be sticking around for a while. We're visiting with a lot of the House members while we're in the Valley, and it's easy to get the information.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that.
My pleasure.
And stay with us. We'll be right back.